First of all, thank you so much for 100 plus subscribers, I really appreciate it. I'm gonna keep making these kinds of videos and post at least once a week, so make sure to subscribe and let's get into it.
I've recently come to realize that thin people just have no idea how fat-phobic the world is. So I'm starting a series bringing awareness to the various ways that the world, specifically the US, is fat-phobic. Today's example is airplane seats. Now, I haven't done a whole lot of flying, especially as a fat person. I've recently gained enough weight to become a fat person, but I've been on enough planes to know that it is most airlines and most seats. So I know that this is a horrible picture, but it's the best that I could get when I was on the plane last. And if you can see right here and right here, my hips are basically being squished into this seat. I am a size 16-18, which is the average size of the American woman. And I've run out of time. See you in part 2.
First off, the world isn't fat-phobic. For most things such as airplane seats, the theater seats, just normal chairs, companies use the average human size because it fits most people, and they also make more money compared to what they would make if they were to make everything bigger. And honestly, I feel as though the US is much less fat-phobic in the sense that things are bigger. I personally live in Europe, and if I compare things, even things like the American cars, houses, are bigger, which would make me think that they are more fat-friendly, but I guess not.
Okay, so we just got done talking about how I barely fit in an airplane seat, yet I am the average size of the American woman. That means that half of US adult women are larger than me, which means that those people can either barely fit or don't fit at all in airplane seats. Fat people deserve to travel too, so don't go telling me, oh well, they should just not travel. No. Look at this. Oh my god, I'm so mad. Pause to read. Are you freaking kidding me? Make the seats bigger. They have bigger seats. They make bigger seats. I've been in them. I've seen them in every plane that I've been on. Make the seats bigger. There is no reason for these seats to be so small. Accommodate for your larger bodies. Ridiculous.
As for the seats on the plane, they are uncomfortable for pretty much everyone, and though airplane seats are not purposefully designed to make people uncomfortable, they are purposefully designed to make more money for the airline. And that is pretty much the answer to this whole argument. I was very confused by this creator, as they kept insisting that the airlines would make more money by making bigger seats and charging them the same as now, but I don't know if it's just me, but I don't see how that would be possible.
Body positivity is not for everybody. This is a really great question, and thank you for asking it. First, I want to acknowledge that this is not my idea, and I'm not the only one saying this. And as a person in a body that looks like mine, I'm definitely not the best source to be learning from about the intricacies of body justice, body liberation, yeah, even body positivity. But if I'm the only voice you hear today, then I'll add mine. Body positivity has its roots in the fight for disability rights, the fight for fat liberation, anti-racist efforts, and even gender politics. The movement was meant to combat the ways bodies are policed in our society, including things like employment discrimination and medical bias. It's now been co-opted by a lot of straight-sized white women on the internet as a way to unpack our own feelings about insecurities. Conversation around body image is so important, but these conversations don't belong in the same spaces. Internet body positivity has now become about feeling positive in our bodies when it was supposed to be about liberation.
Body positivity is for everyone and anyone. The name is literally body positivity. As far as I know, everyone has a body, and everyone can be positive about it. As the creator said, body positivity includes disabled people, people of color, gender politics, and I guess even fat liberation. And as they continued in the current day and age, it is primarily used by fat white women to complain about their inconveniences and attack anyone that uses body positivity and doesn't fit their certain standard of acceptance. I honestly don't get this whole video. I feel like at first, they implied that basically everyone can use it, especially women, then said that thin women like her can use it and that you can't/shouldn't use it to show that you feel positive about your body, which is weird because it's right there in the name, but honestly, who am I to say right? The text in the video says, skinny shaming is not the same as fat shaming. One is bullying, the other is systemic oppression and discrimination. Fat people are not oppressed. Insecurities, minor inconveniences, and struggles don't equal oppression. Skinny shaming is a legitimate thing. Skinny shaming, or criticizing someone for how thin they appear, demonstrates that even those who abide by today's beauty standards are susceptible to ridicule. Both skinny shaming and fat shaming are wrong, and to say that one is more offensive, hurtful, than the other is just wrong. Both of the groups can struggle with many mental health, or just other health-related issues, and to just dismiss one is wrong. This video honestly saddens me. There are so many benefits to losing weight and staying active that I feel like promoting anti-weight loss agenda is just wrong. And while you might encounter some inconveniences while dieting, I definitely think it's worth it. And in my opinion, dieting doesn't have to be boring or anything else that the creator listed. Just going for a walk with your friend and trying your best will show results. Weight loss, whether it's from dietary changes alone or from diet combined with exercise, can help improve the quality of sleep among people who are overweight or obese, and the same goes for many other things such as healthy mood and actually improving your immune system. Though there are downsides to dieting, I think if you do it healthily, the end is definitely worth it, and nobody should give up on themselves. I think it's very important to love yourself no matter what you look like, but at some point, you have to love yourself enough to acknowledge that you're doing something that isn't good for your health. That can be smoking, not exercising, or eating unhealthily. I do not think it's empowering to be overweight to the point where it's affecting your everyday life. I do understand that there are certain diseases and other factors that affect a person's weight, but there comes a point where the disease isn't the only reason why you keep gaining weight.
Alright, we've talked about the things you should do, now let's talk about the things you should not do if you want to be an ally to your fat friends. Don't criticize yourself by calling yourself fat, and especially don't do this in front of actual fat people. It's incredibly painful for your fat friends to see you use their body type as your measurement of failure. Also, don't say you feel fat. Fat is not a feeling, physical or emotional, it's a body size. What people often mean when they say they feel fat is that they feel full or uncomfortable, or they're having a hard body image day. Please just say what you really mean. Here's the controversial one. Don't post pictures of you posing yourself into a position that gives you like 2 rolls with a caption about how you understand fat phobia when we know you are thin. Unless you're denied access to health insurance, life insurance, medical care, jobs, travel, clothing, and more, our struggles are not the same.
While I do think that you should avoid saying some things in front of certain people, there can be some legitimate reasons as to why some people might say it. For example, body dysphoria. BD is a mental health disorder that causes you to intensely focus on your appearance and body image, repeatedly checking the mirror, grooming, or seeking reassurance, sometimes for many hours each day. Your perceived flaw and repetitive behaviors cause you significant distress and impact your ability to function in your daily life. And people should be able to post whatever they want, especially on their own platform. The pictures where the people who fit a certain beauty standard show they do in fact have rolls, excess fat, help many people with recognizing that having some rolls, tight fat and similar is completely normal. In a world where social media constantly shows extremely fit, thin, perfect body type, it can be extremely reassuring to see that you're not weird, different, or unnatural. For the end, I wanted to include this video as just a heads up, it is in fact satire. But I think it really puts into perspective how ridiculous some fat acceptance/liberation creators sound.